From Ahmedabad, I'm joined by Jagruti Pandya. She's a candidate of the Gujarat Parivartan Party and wife of late BJP leader Harin Pandya. Thank you very much, Mrs. Pandya, for joining us tonight. That's a good GPP voice for the first time on the News Hour tonight. Ami Yagnik representing the Congress Party, good evening. Meenakshi Lekhi of the BJP, good evening. Jainarayan Vyas, Minister in the Modi government, good evening. And of course, Dr. Balachandra Mungekar, who believes that much of what Narendra Modi is claiming has absolutely no basis in development. Good evening. Thank you very much. We'll be joined by one more guest from Chennai in a minute. May I first set out the terms of this debate? There are four areas tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we'll look at. One, Modi's claims on creating a new middle class. Two, his claims on agriculture being a new focus. Three, his claim that he is leading youth-centered development. And four, and most importantly, and I'd like to start with that, his past record. How much of what he has promised in the past he has actually achieved. May I begin by asking you, Mr. Jainarayan Vyas, when your previous manifestos have remained unkept, in large part, and this question is to Meenakshi Lekhi as well, when your previous manifestos have not been implemented like it should have been implemented, how many people will believe your promises that you put out today in today's manifesto? Either of you could take that, but I'd like to take that to Mr. Vyas first in Ahmedabad.
Well, Arnab, let us understand that if you go point by points, maybe there are some points which might remain to be addressed. But if you look at the past manifestos by and large, you know, you are talking about a continuous economic development. This is a state, and maybe again, you might question me that why I am talking about last 10 years. I am talking about last 10 years because I want to talk about decadal growth. This is a state which has achieved a decadal economic growth in double digits compared to less than 7% which the country has achieved, and therefore I would say that as far as the overall economic growth and progress of the state is concerned, we have come true as far as our promises of creating an environment, infrastructure.
I'm sorry. My first contradiction tonight, I request you, Dr. Vyas, not to digress from the question put to you. The question put to you is, what have you achieved compared to what you have promised? No. Don't tell me what you have achieved compared to the rest of India. I'm asking you tonight, for example, in terms of poverty eradication, you said you would uplift all BPL families. No, Miss Dr. Vyas. Dr. Vyas.
You have been uplifting all BPL families you are talking about. You are revising the definitions, and the central government has their own nuances and norms and all that. I don't want to get into that mess.
Sir, the question is...
The issue is have you permitted the economic growth to take place?
Sir, the question is, today Narendra Modi says, I have created a new middle class. Now, how can you create a new middle class when you have promised in the past to uplift all BPL families, but there are concrete reports that 600,000 new BPL families have come up in rural Gujarat in the past 5 years? I'd like to take that question to Ami Yagnik as I open up the debate tonight. You're making a claim, then we must substantiate the claim. Ami Yagnik.
Yes, Arnav, there have been so many broken promises from the last manifesto of 2007. As per the Rural Development Commissioner's report, from 23 lakhs, there has been a rise to 31 lakhs of BPL families, both in rural and urban areas. That is one, no eradication of poverty. Second, if you go to see the dam, Narmada Dam water, canals and sub-minor canals, nothing has been gone beyond 40%, so there is no water in the Kutch and Saurashtra area for the farmers. 10 lakh electricity connections are still pending and the farmers have not been given. The moment we took the 12 points to the people of Gujarat and said that we are promising electricity connection to the farmers, water to the farmers, this manifesto has come. Yet, those applications are still pending for giving electricity connections to the farmers.
Point by point, Meenakshi Lekhi. Point by point, Ami Yagnik. I want to know whether you can contradict Ami Yagnik.
300.
No, on Narmada.
300 villages.
No, let me remind you, Meenakshi Lekhi, just laying a point for our viewers tonight. In 2002, BJP said we'll complete the Narmada and timely. In 2007, you said we'll complete it by 2010. Till now, the work is incomplete. Incomplete.
Did the BJP or Gujarat file cases in Supreme Court against Narmada Dam? And if not, then the problems of Gujarat are not created by Gujarat government, by the adjacent governments who may be, or the so-called NGO fronts of the Congress, which are creating problems for the benefits reaching the Gujarati people.
Coming at this juncture because some
let's
serious,
go to Narmada.
serious wrong things are going on record.
No, 1 second. What's wrong? What's wrong, Dr. Vyas? The fact is...
What is wrong?
No, what is wrong?
The wrong I tell you, and you will permit me to say what I want. Please
I'm not stopping you, Meenakshi Lekhi, please.
The wrong is that you are making a claim that as if Narmada Yojana or Narmada Dam is held up because of government of Gujarat.
Sir, I am simply incorrect. Sir, I am sorry, you're misquoting me. Sir, I am sorry, I am not. Sir, what I am saying is,
to satisfy the rehabilitation norms,
sir,
is not giving the clearance even to raise the gates. When they said we will fabricate the gates, it will take 2.5 years.
Sir, were you not aware? Were you not aware? No, to which I can turn around and ask you, Dr. Vyas and Meenakshi Lekhi. Dr. Vyas and Meenakshi Lekhi. Dr. Vyas and Meenakshi Lekhi. Meenakshi Lekhi and Dr. Vyas, you have opened up two fronts.
When you are raising the point of Narmada Dam, I have opened up a front that Ami Yagnik is making an incorrect claim, because whatever the problem Narmada is facing, or the water, reaching the water to those channels is being faced, is because of the Congress-run fronts. And I'm making a very, very straight point on that. Whenever we are discussing the gas which needs to reach the people, when 7 lakh pipeline has been raised for 7 lakh families, it is central government which is not letting that happen. And by doing that, 5,000 crore worth of subsidies, what will be saved and which can be used in rest of the country. But that is not getting done. So whenever
I am pointing out on facts,
and whenever you are trying to blame BJP, no, even I am pointing out on facts.
Let's argue on facts.
Facts are half cooked. Yes, we'll argue on facts.
What's half cooked?
Is that so far as Narmada Dam gates are concerned, we have always been willing, we have always been concerned, we have done whatever best we can. But it's
you did not say that in the last election.
It's not a matter of gates. No, it is not a matter of gates.
I've been fighting cases in the Supreme Court.
Meenakshi Lekhi, 1 minute. Meenakshi Lekhi, one minute, one at a time. Actually, I'm not going to get drawn into the debate so easily. I'm going to go across. Though I have a few good points to counter you with.
The debate the way you want, that will not happen.
Dr. Balachandra Mungekar. No, I'm not. But neither will I let you direct the debate that you want, the way you want. So we will get both sides into the debate.
I don't want to derail the debate, but while the facts are being given, cutting the debate middle of the arguments is also not proper.
Dr. Vyas, I take your point and I will come back to you. However, I'd like to get in Balachandra Mungekar at this point of time. Dr. Balachandra Mungekar, the BJP representatives, 2 representatives tonight are saying, don't ask us if Narmada didn't get implemented. It's not our fault. We wanted to do it. Congress governments and social activists have stopped us from raising the dam height to the optimal level, from not completing the job. I only picked this up as an example. I want to know whether you have any counter to either of the BJP representatives tonight.
No, ask him, does he support raising of the height or not?
Let him complete. Let him complete.
One minute. It is Narmada Dam completion is extremely complicated issue. But then, according to me, whatever issues are there and contradictions are there, Mr. Narendra Modi must have been rigorous enough to pursue the matter. Okay. My point is that you raised that issue as a matter of the broken promise. But Arnav, I must congratulate you for starting the debate on exactly on right tone. Economic growth is a means to achieve certain ends. And you were meaning that the earlier election, Gujarat government promised BJP that inclusive growth. And that is your starting point. And
yes,
that point I want to say, let us bring back the debate. Because that according to me is that in terms of human development, in terms of poverty eradication, in terms of life expectancy, in terms of education, in terms of health, Gujarat is disaster during the last 5 years or perhaps 10 years. I appreciate Narendra Modi that Gujarat has developed certain regions, its industrial growth relatively better, its agriculture, irrigation and overall index of growth. There are certain indicators of growth. And in certain matters, Narendra Modi must be even congratulated. But that is not enough. Economic growth, economic development is not the end. And in terms of the human development, I have got 12 indicators with me now. 12 indicators I am having now.
No, who's being selective tonight? Are you being selective or is the BJP being selective? No, you're all being selective in my... No, one sec.
No.
Meenakshi Lekhi, let him complete. Let him complete.
Arnab.
I can say you're being selective.
No, my simple point is, my point is, see, we are discussing two issues. I give some credit to Mr. Narendra Modi for achieving relatively to some extent faster growth in agriculture, irrigation, industry.
Power.
But in terms of the purpose of economic growth,
about power?
Gujarat is
what about power? What about manufacturing? No, 1 minute. What about power? First of all, I want to know as a Congress representative whether you will say Narendra Modi has done a good job on education, on power, on manufacturing,
not at
on decline in poverty.
In manufacturing, no. In terms of certain growth indicators, the Gujarat has achieved certain success, certain chemical industries.
Sir,
but
please,
my point is,
sir, please, don't be selective. Don't be selective. No, don't be selective. Then you must also be fair.
I'm not selective.
So what if
in terms of industry, in terms of manufacturing, in terms of overall growth,
sir,
Narendra Modi has achieved certain success.
Sir, sir, you are a very well-known economist. The national average for manufacturing is 15%. Gujarat manufacturing percentage is 27.4%. That's more than double the national average.
I appreciate that point.
My point is
recently Atul
and the
Atul Sud has published recently book that poverty amidst the prosperity. Poverty amid the prosperity. Among all the states, 35 states today, Gujarat is the classic example of poverty amidst plenty. Working population, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, 84% of population of Gujarat living in southern region.
So who is
tribal? Gujarat has not implemented.
So you're all
not implemented special scholarship meant for minorities. Gujarat has not implemented Scheduled Tribe-led Development Act.
No, what's up? You on poverty?
One minute.
No, Meenakshi Lekhi wants to counter you. 1 minute. No, one second. On poverty, she wants to. Do you have facts to counter him on poverty? 1 minute. Meenakshi Lekhi, do you have facts to counter him on poverty?
My point is.
No, do either of you have facts to counter him on poverty?
I think Mr. Vyas will be able to give you the precise fact, but I'm making one point.
The one point I'm making is when you're.
No, he's throwing a challenge. Can you counter him on figures on poverty?
Listen to me.
I give them the challenge.
That's exactly my point. You allow me to complete. You're not letting me complete.
You talk about, you counter me.
He's saying you counter me on poverty.
Will you please start listening? Will you only if you permit me to speak?
Counter him on poverty.
Can I?
Counter him on poverty.
Yes, I'll counter him on poverty. Mr. Vyas will give you the exact figure, but let me give you a few indicators. When you discuss the indicators 10 years ago, and you allow me to complete, miss. Don't intervene. That means you don't have the courage to listen to me. Ten years ago, what was the HDI?
Let us please counter.
And 10 years later, what is the HDI? Is it better or it is not better? It has improved. Maybe the manner in which it should have improved.
Okay, this is interesting. I just want to lay it for the viewer tonight. 1 minute. 1 minute. I want to lay. There is a direct debate here on the Newshour. Here on the Newshour, the Congress representative has just challenged the BJP, saying your figures on decline in poverty are concocted. Meenakshi Lekhi and Jainare and Vyas
has gone up in past 10 years.
You prove it to me. Prove it to me.
I will not speak unless you are willing to listen to me.
Arnav, for 1 minute. Just half minute. I challenge Vyas and Lekhi in Gujarat performance in terms of Human Development Index, poverty alleviation, education, and health. I challenge them and the one indicated concern.
One figure.
10 years ago and see the figure now.
Narendra Modi says, I have created a new middle class. I want Any BJP representative, prove it in terms of numbers. Mr. Dr. Vyas, can you prove it in terms of numbers?
The HDI.
Arnab,
has the HDI gone down or it has gone up?
The way we are debating and the way the country is watching us, I think we are making a farce of a debate. Neither of us have the courage to listen to the other side view, nor you have the patience to permit the person making the argument to complete his argument. This is not the way the debates go on. Understand one thing, you are talking about creating a new middle class. Now you must be aware that Gujarat, as far as the rate of urbanization is concerned, is one of the fastest growing urbanized state in the country. Obviously, therefore, when you have urbanization, there are people who are drawn from the fringes and the villages who are migrating to urban areas or urban trade areas. Now, there are we are dividing this into two. Number one is urban area and second is those areas which are having urban trades. Now, they are neither rural nor urban. Now, when you are talking about creating a new middle class, it is precisely this we are talking about. It is precisely what I am talking about is a class that has been drawn in the wake of the development to seek employment, to seek economic opportunity,
Dr. Vyas,
and come and settle in.
Dr. Vyas,
yes,
Dr. Vyas, with all humility, may I please make a point to you that
Goswami,
urban India is not middle class India.
One line.
No, urban India is not middle class India. No, don't make that. Don't draw the line. Don't draw the line.
Allow me to complete one line.
You are not understanding. I have not said urbanization. I am saying the fringe areas which have urban trades which are neither rural nor urban. Not necessarily that I am talking about cities or metropolitan cities like Bombay or Delhi, where there is
I actually
definition.
I have asked a simple question tonight.
Dr. Vyas,
I have asked a very simple.
I'll ask you a simple answer. I'll give you a simple answer.
Yeah.
One line. You know, in civil services exam, you are supposed to do a rural posting. All IAS officers are supposed to do a rural posting. When it comes to the rural posting, they do not give Gujarat because they feel the Gujarat urbanization rate is so high that even villages have those facilities that people will not get the exposure to what rural posting is. What will be the bigger certificate than this?
I simply see. I'm not taking. I was throwing a point here tonight. Now, one second. To the Congress representative, Jagruti Pandya, I'm just coming to you. 1 minute. To the Congress representatives, I like to humbly make a point. Ami Yagnik, I want to know tonight whether you will accept. No. My question is to Ami Yagnik. Ami Yagnik, here's why Narendra Modi potentially is right. Because 2004 to 2010, the figures that I have as far as poverty ratio are concerned, there's a significant drop of 9 percentage points in these years when Modi was in power compared to 1993 to 2004. In fact, when I look at 2009-2010, I am told that the poverty ratio in Gujarat is 23%, 7 to 8% below the national average. Is that not proof that Narendra Modi is 100% right when he says, I have created a new middle class? Can you give me any figure better than that? Give me any one figure better than that.
Figures which you have quoted. No, these figures which you are saying, they cannot be read into isolation because we are not taking into consideration the BPL people who have completely risen to 31%, 31 lakh families from 23 lakhs in the last 5 years. We have not taken into consideration all those farmers. We have not even taken into consideration that
so the decline in poverty, has been observed across all social groups. All social groups.
Yes. But that does not say that there is a rise in some kind of a middle class family, a middle class layer, and so.
1 second, please. You know, I fail to realize why you are not accepting the facts which are at hand. I fail to realize this.
No, there is one more reason, Arnab, I'll give you.
No, I fail to realize why the Congress party is not acknowledging that Modi may have a strong case when he says, I've brought up a section to the middle class.
Should I say something about all this particular issue?
Middle class is concerned.
Should I say?
In Gujarat, there are only 2 classes. Almost about 15% of those who have got the benefit of the so-called development he boasts about, and almost 85% of the chunk does not have the benefits of the.
My question now is to Jagruti Pandya. My question. I'm coming.
I have an answer to what you are asking. I want to expose the double speak of Congress.
Sir, I'll come back to you. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. I want to ask Jagruti Pandya. Jagruti Pandya ji, 1 minute. My question is to Jagruti Pandya. Jagruti Pandya ji, you are from the Gujarat Parivartan Party. मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहूंगा कि जब नरेंद्र मोदी कहते हैं कि हम एक नया मिडिल क्लास उभर के ला रहे हैं, हम युवकों को अपने साथ ले जा रहे हैं और हम एक नई तरह का विकास ला रहे हैं गुजरात में, आप जब लोगों के बीच में जाते हैं तो वो क्या कहते हैं आपको?
उनको जो अभी आपने कहा विकास की परिभाषा क्या होती है? आम आदमी का विकास। आम आदमी के विकास में जो बातें आती है, जहाँ तक अभी तो मैं इस फील्ड में न्यू हूँ, लेकिन मैंने मेरे पति को देखा है और मैंने जो देखा है उसी से मैं परिभाषा समझ रही हूँ कि परिभाषा में इकोनॉमिकल और सोशल डेवलपमेंट, कानून व्यवस्था, सलामती, महिला की सुरक्षा है। और नरेंद्र मोदी जी के लिए उनके ही परिवार की सुरक्षा वो सबसे बड़ी आपके सामने आज मैं खड़ी हूँ। इससे आगे मैं आपको क्या कहूँ कि आपको पता है कि आज अभी नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने मंगलसूत्र सारे गुजरात की महिलाओं को दे रहे हैं, तो मेरा मंगलसूत्र तो उन्हीं के परिवार का मंगलसूत्र, जो मैं उनकी बेटी हूँ, एक माता हूँ बच्चों की, वो छीना गया है। उसको वापस लाने के लिए उन्होंने क्या किया?
मीनाक्षी लेखी कुछ कहना चाहती है आपको भारतीय जनता पार्टी से? यस मीनाक्षी, योर पॉइंट टू जागृति पांड्या, देन विल गो बैक टू द डिबेट। गो अहेड।
जागृति जी, आपके साथ जो हादसा हुआ उसके लिए सभी आपके साथ सम्मिलित हैं आपके दुख में, लेकिन अगर आप उसको इलेक्टोरल पॉलिटिक्स के लिए इस्तेमाल करती हैं तो उसमें मेरा सिर्फ ये कहना है कि सबसे बेस्ट रन स्टेट जहां पर महिलाएं सबसे अधिक सुरक्षित हैं, क्राइम रिकॉर्ड ब्यूरो के मुताबिक। और एक आप मेरी बात पूरी करने दीजिए जागृति जी।
नहीं, आप पहले मेरी बात
प्लीज मेरी बात पूरी करने दीजिए, उसके बाद आप कहिए।
Let her complete.
ब्लेम नहीं किया आप।
Let Jagruti complete, Meenakshi. I'll come to you.
आपको ब्लेम करने का मेरा कोई मकसद नहीं है
कि आपने पॉलिटिकल को आपने यूज किया। मैं उसके खिलाफ हूँ, मैंने यूज नहीं किया, नहीं तो मैं 10 साल पहले 2007 में इलेक्शन में आ चुकी होती। जब
मैं आपसे माफी चाहती हूँ अगर आपकी भावनाओं को
नहीं,
आपकी भावनाओं को ठेस नहीं पहुँचाना चाहती हूँ। जागृति जी, जागृति जी, आप मेरी बात सुन लीजिए प्लीज। आप मेरे को मेरी बात पूरी करने दीजिए और आपकी जो भी आप व्यक्त करना चाहते हैं,
आपने मुझसे ब्लेम लगाया
है वो व्यक्त करने के लिए। मेरे को बात तो कहने दीजिए बहन जी, अगर आप बात नहीं करने देंगी तो मैं क्या बोलूं?
You made your point.
मैं आपको ये कहना चाहती हूँ कि आप
ब्लेम लगा रही है, इसीलिए मुझे कहना पड़ रहा है। मीनाक्षी जी, ये बात आप महिला थी तो आप नरेंद्र भाई को कह सकती थी। आप गुजरात में आपको महिला होते हुए नरेंद्र भाई को कहना चाहिए था। गुजरात में नरेंद्र भाई को आपको मेरी बात नहीं जानी थी। क्यों आपने आवाज दबाने की कोशिश हुई? आपने कभी जानने की कोशिश की? आप लोग आंसू लूचने आए थे मीनाक्षी जी, आपके ही लोग आंसू लूचने आए थे। आप जब आपको न्याय की बात में लेके सामने आई बार बार, तो आप लोग कभी आए मेरे पास? जब नहीं आए तब मैं बाहर आई हूँ। इसीलिए जो आपने मुझ पे ब्लेम लगाया है वो बिल्कुल गलत है। मीनाक्षी जी,
मेरी बात कहने दीजिए।
मैं पहली
बार जागृति जी,
आपने पहली बार
ओके 1 मिनट जागृति जी, जागृति जी, जागृति जी 1 मिनट मीनाक्षी लेखी,
गलत ही रहेगी।
एक महिला होते हुए
मीनाक्षी लेखी,
आप एक महिला पे ब्लेम लगा रही है।
यू हैव एवरी राइट मीनाक्षी, बट 1 मिनट।
आप महिला
गुजरात को
Allow me to complete. I'm dealing with her in a most courteous way.
सारा इंडिया देख रहा है.
Okay, जागृति जी 1 मिनट. जागृति जी 1 मिनट.
तो अब आप मेरे को मेरी बात पूरी करने दीजिए.
जागृति जी and मीनाक्षी जी 1 minute please.
आप मुझ पे आक्षेप कर रही है तभी मुझे बोलना.
जी जागृति जी you have put.
आपके आक्षेप की बात, तोहमत की बात सब कुछ सुन ली, तो अब मेरे को मेरी बात पूरी करने देंगे.
मीनाक्षी I request you.
500 बार कहें या 50 बार.
मैं प्लीज रिक्वेस्ट.
अर्णव जी आई रिक्वेस्ट यू. अर्णव जी आई रिक्वेस्ट.
आपने कहा महिलाएं सुरक्षित नहीं है. मैं उस महिलाएं सुरक्षित नहीं.
महिला का जब मंगलसूत्र
मैं उसकी आपको परिभाषा बताना चाहती हूँ.
तब आज मीनाक्षी जी आप मुझे ये कहते हैं महिला को आक्षेप लगा रहे हैं जब मैं टॉस अदा करने आई हूँ एक मंगलसूत्र का, तब आप मुझे बोल रहे हैं कि आप पॉलिटिकल क्षेत्र को यूज कर रहे हैं. ये बिल्कुल गलत है.
Okay, जागृति जी and मीनाक्षी जी 1 minute. I request both of you for a minute. 1 minute ladies. 1 minute. 1 minute Meenakshi. See, you have made a point, but there are many other issues. Meenakshi 1 minute. Meenakshi says there are many other issues.
I was only on the issue of crime against women.
Yes.
I think this is one of the safest states in the country.
I take your point. Now you see, both of you have made your points. I need to move on to other issues. 1 minute. जागृति और मीनाक्षी जी, आपने दोनों ने अपने बात काफी गंभीरता से सामने आई. You have put your point, both your points of view. I want to move ahead, please. 1 minute, because we have to focus on the third issue. The third issue,
rightly, wrongly, or whatever.
The third issue. Issue number 3.
Individuals can't get up and say, "Oh, the women are not."
Issue number 3. Issue number 3, Meenakshi. 1 minute, please. Issue number 3, agriculture. Right? Jay Narayan Vyas, please don't once again lunge at me. But I am going to put some statistics. I want a straight answer from your government. Is it true or not, Mr. Jay Narayan Vyas, that while Narendra Modi has put agriculture and farmers on top, Gujarat has witnessed 578 farmer suicides in 2011, which is a steep rise of almost 11% from 2010. And is it true or not that in 2011, 5 states showed increases of over 50 farm suicides compared to 2010. This included Gujarat along with Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra.
Arnab, if you have patience to listen to me,
I am.
Let me tell you that while I fully sympathize and my heart goes out to them who commit suicide as a farmer, being somebody whose crop has failed or who has come into difficulty, simply because the FIR shows your profession or a vocation as a farmer, just to classify that as farmer suicide is absolutely unfair. And that is where I think this major error is coming in.
What is unfair?
In quoting the statistics.
Why?
Statistics are always double-edged tools.
He's absolutely
because,
wrong.
you know, anybody committing a suicide, understand, Arnab.
Let him complete.
Let
him complete, sir. Let him complete. Let him complete, Mr. Mungekar. He has the right to make his point. Let him complete.
Let the gentleman have, let the gentleman have patience.
Yep.
Congress has the last right to talk about farmers. And I think better he keeps quiet, because I am not talking about Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. I am only simply saying that when anybody who is lodging an FIR, when the police investigation report is lodged, the report shows your vocation or profession as a farmer. Now, there are various reasons for which a person might have committed a suicide, not necessarily because his crop has failed or he has been put to miseries because of any kind of an eventuality that has happened on his farming or on his agriculture. And therefore, to go by these statistics as a holistic indicator.
Arnav.
I don't need your advice.
Mr. Vyas
no, 1 second. Mr. Vyas, let everybody make their point. 1 second.
Mr.
Mungekar is now interrupting. I am allowing the interruption, sir. I am allowing the Congress to respond to you, sir. Yes, Mr. Mungekar.
That is right. Yes.
If you read any FIR,
Mr. Vyas, just listen, Mr. Vyas. Absolutely, you are making irrelevant point, because Gujarat is showing number of suicide increase in 2011 compared to 2010. Now, if you use this statistical error, you are making statistical blunder. Mr. Vyas, you must understand how to use statistics. If that is the case, then the entire statistics relating to farmer suicide. No, just listen.
Selectively interpreting
just listen.
One at a time, gentlemen. One at a time.
What are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? I don't have to learn my fundamentals of statistics from you.
Mr. Vyas, don't take it personally. Mr. Vyas, please.
Finest economics in the world.
Mr. Vyas, please, Mr. Vyas.
I don't need Mungekar, your certificate. I have worked with some of the finest economists in the country and world. What are you talking?
But that whatever.
But revise my fundamentals from you. You need to read FIR, not your statistics.
Mr. Vyas,
read FIR, how FIR.
Mr. Vyas, statistics can be interpreted in many ways.
I shall not permit you to get away with irrelevant argument.
I now want to 1 minute. Gentlemen, don't.
You are trying to tell me.
Gentlemen, it's not a two-way debate.
You are trying to tell me that a farmer,
1 minute.
a farmer who dies of accident, his vocation will not be written as a farmer.
Sir, 1 minute.
What are you trying to tell me?
Sir, I want to just... Sir, calm down. Sir, both sides, please calm down. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. I request you both.
No, 1 minute.
This is not the way.
Mr. Vyas, Dr. Vyas.
No, I will just make...
Mr. Mungekar.
I will make one statement.
Very briefly.
Please allow 1 minute, half minute.
Yes.
I am not talking of the suicides in Gujarat. I am talking that if Mr. Vyas method is followed, then during last 10 years or 9 years, whatever statistics regarding farmer suicides is shown in the parliament, that could be considered unacceptable. I am not talking of Gujarat at all.
Okay, now 1 minute. Now gentlemen, my question is to let's get another voice into the debate. Gagan Sethi.
They are suicides of a farmer.
Gagan Sethi.
Suicides of a farmer. They don't show the cause.
Gagan Sethi.
Who is crestfallen in one of
Can I come in here?
Calm down, gentlemen. Calm down. 1 minute. I'm going to Gagan Sethi, Dr. Vyas. Please, let's get another voice into the debate tonight. I'm going to Gagan Sethi.
This is typically BJP style, not to give time to arguments. Let's look at what is happening to small and medium farmers. Corporate farming is thriving in Gujarat. We all understand that. But the small and marginal farmer who is being forced to sell his land, buying new cars all around Sanand, becoming paupers.
Let him complete, Dr. Vyas. He has a right to complete, please.
Liquor thrown all around.
I agree.
I think, can I complete?
Dr. Vyas, you must let him complete. Please, I request you. I request you, sir.
Yes, yeah. I shall.
Thank you, sir.
See, the point is, if anybody who works in rural Gujarat knows that the small and medium farmer is under high stress today, he is not able to pay his credits, he is no longer getting credit, the production is no longer, the labor is so expensive that he cannot afford it, and therefore he is selling lands. And you have eased the land laws in such a way that anybody can buy land, and you know the disaster that is happening to the poor farmers. And who are the small and medium-sized farmers? They are normally Dalits, they are normally tribals. Excuse me, please, if you are wanting, come only 20 kilometers from Ahmedabad and you will see the position of farmers and what is happening to them.
My third point tonight, point number 3. Please hold your patience. Point number 3, we have 5 minutes left. I need to take the third point tonight. You must let me take the third point. Our debate will not be complete without point number 3.
A small explanation. Gagan Sethi must revise his fundamentals because 98.5% land holdings in Gujarat are less than 2 acres. Number 1. And number 2, a tribal cannot sell his land to anybody except the tribal, even if he wants to do that.
I have 1 point tonight. 1 minute, please. Ami Yagnik, my next question is to you. 1 minute.
Corporate farming is happening in tribal areas.
1 minute. To the Congress representative Meenakshi Lekhi, I am coming to you. Narendra Modi says, I will bring youth-focused development. I am doing youth-led development. Ami Yagnik, here he's on a strong wicket, isn't he? Because I have figures which show that the unemployment rate in Gujarat is 1%. 1%. And I'm not quoting Gujarat government statistics. I'm quoting the Labour Bureau of the Ministry of Labour and Employment, Gujarat. 1%. He's on a strong wicket here with the youth.
Unemployed. But if you have the data, then you have to see the youth department of the government. 50% vacancies. They do not work for the youth. We have unemployed youth. 10 lakhs of applications with the Employment Exchange. That is the data of the latest data of the Employment Exchange. So I think you are referring to some data which is a generalized data. So unemployment.
Okay, one rebut from the other side.
The youth, and suddenly you have come up to.
One rebut. Jay Narayan Vyas, Meenakshi Lekhi, you're staying on for the second debate, so I'll let Jay Narayan Vyas take this one.
Let the spokesperson
hiring youth at 1,000 rupees per month in your government is not an employment.
Instead of shouting and inviting come for a debate in the Gujarat.
1 minute, you have Ami Yagnik, you must let Dr. Vyas complete.
I am giving you the statistics. She should refer to the Labour Department, Labour Ministry of the Government of India. When she referred to employment exchanges, I am compelled to observe that last 6 years, I am saying 6 years, Gujarat's employment exchanges have been #1 in providing jobs, with almost 72% of the jobs coming from the employment exchanges of Gujarat. This is the statistics.
Last point, Gagan Sethi, give me one counter. Gagan Sethi, give me any one counter tonight.
Where is that data?
One counter to the point I made that Gujarat has the lowest unemployment rate. Gagan Sethi.
How much are you paying your
Gagan Sethi?
Sahayaks? You are not even paying them minimum wages. The Vidya Sahayaks are all young boys and girls not even getting minimum wages. And your school education system is run on them. If that is what you call employment, I'm sorry. That your teachers are paid less than a labourer. Come on, there is
something called employment while you are an employee who is on a probation. Instead of probation, we are saying Vidya Sahayak, and they are all qualified people. You are making. I mean, let Ami Yagnik go out in Gujarat and make a statement.
Okay.
Vidya Sahayaks are useless.
Okay, 1 minute. This debate is really going to eat up. I first want to say one big thank you to all my guests tonight, because you have provided for the first time, and you provided an impetus, and I promise, Jay Narayan Vyas, and to all our BJP and Congress representatives, I promise tonight that in the run-up to Gujarat, this channel will discuss issues. This channel will give both sides an open forum to debate on issues. Today's only debate #1. I thank you for your cooperation. But on the other side, I thank you for joining this debate tonight. And I want you to continue to come back on Times Now's debates on Gujarat.